Hello, welcome to Spoiler Alert. I'm your host, Dylan Garcia. This is when you go.
Okay, because he lifted his hand like, okay, it confused me.
Say your name. Say your name.
Manny.
And this is Spoiler Alert. Ha!
Oh my god, dude. Such a great episode.
Why'd you hit me?
Because it was such a great episode, I got hyped.
I mean, I wasn't disappointed. I mean, it was one of the best episodes I've seen so far. Honestly, there was times where I felt like I was not gonna lie, I felt a little disappointed. But then again, I think I put my hopes up too high because I mean, I've been hearing all these rumors about some surprise cameo,
Luke Skywalker level, but
Luke Skywalker level, and I'm like, I mean, the closest thing, if you've seen it, again, spoiler alert. You just see what a scroll at the end.
Pointing up saying, I got a friend waiting for you up there.
Yeah, and I mean, like, going back to the episode, I mean, it was great. It paid off. You know, it answered every question imaginable. I mean, then again, a lot of theories have been burnt, but I mean, it still kept the door open on, I guess, some of those. But, like, you get to see the history of Wanda, just everything going through her head, how everybody's manipulated. You have her and Agnes having their final payoff, getting ready to fight, and then just everything. It was basically a mini Incredibles moment.
It was.
Where you saw the two kids, Vision and Wanda, just going, ready to go. I think the one word, the one quote that sent chills down my spine was when Vision goes, "Hey boys, I know we haven't taught you so much yet," and you have Wanda going like,
"But you were born.
But you were born for this." Dude, I was just waiting for the Avengers theme song just to hit. A lot of things was just like,
Can Wanda get a damn break?
I know. I mean, Wanda can't just get a break. I mean, it starts off the way it ends, or it ends the way it starts off. Depressing.
Even at the...
I'm just like, with every, like, from all the comics we've read and stuff like that, when you see these characters, you expect them to be flesh and bone. No, that goodbye was harder on me than it was for Wanda. I was just like, I just wanted to just keep Wanda like, it's okay, Wanda, it's okay.
Yeah, I was sitting here watching with producer Christian. I almost held him out of depression. By the way, did you catch that second credit scene? There is a second end credit scene. Just keep on watching.
I did, but it was just like, just watching it kind of confused me because I was just like, what is she doing? Obviously, she's experimenting with the power of the Darkhold, but I'm like, you have two different Wandas, and I'm just like, why? I don't understand this. Like, is she practicing magic? Is she just like, I don't know what's going on. What do you, I mean?
So, from what I got out of it, remember how they tracked the Hulk in, was it the Avengers? How they kept tracking him for a year, right? They tracked him for a year without the Hulk even realizing he was getting tracked for like a year, right? So, Wanda is aware of this, so she probably made an illusion camouflage while she's learning how the dark arts.
Okay. So, basically, it's just kind of like, this is what for everybody else to see if anybody comes by.
Exactly.
But they're not going to see me back here
going
experimenting with the Darkhold
and trying to figure out how to get my children out.
Oh my God! I mean, this is like with the theories going on and stuff like that, and not only that, I mean, with the comic book stories, does this mean Mephisto's coming in?
My question is, what about the the Golden Knight, the white armored Vision? Is he now Vision again?
Well, I mean, they did like. It was a battle of the minds during that little thing. Minus, the whole, we're going to tassel around. Then they stopped and it was just like a battle of the minds. Do you know about this theory? Oh, this theory about this, but this. Yeah, but what about this and this and this? But what does that make us? We are both originals in our own forms. And I'm just like, what the hell? How does Vision fight Vision? Intellectual battle, and I'm just like, what is this? This is awesome, but still, it's just like, it's like having Tony Stark. I felt like Captain America right there, with Tony Stark and Bruce Banner just talking and just going like, finally, someone who speaks English. Did that just happen?
Or was it more like Captain America staring at Captain America's ass, saying that's America's ass?
Well, it's more depressing. Way more depressing than that. And I mean, what did the leader of S.O.B had to pay off from this? Because obviously, it's like every villain or even anybody from S.H.I.E.L.D. or S.W.O.R.D. had an explanation. You know, you can go into the villainous monologue, but I mean, he really didn't explain why he was just so really want to just shoot down every moment that he has against Wanda. It's been shoot first, ask questions later.
Well, if you kind of notice, he always brings up people with superpowers and his sarcasm with them, so he has an obvious underlying hatred of them. But I don't understand the reason. But it could also have been like a Sky thing. Like, could have been like she probably was a Captain Marvel screwed him over at a younger age.
I mean, it could make sense with Captain Marvel 2 coming out. It's supposed to be answering so many other questions, especially with Monica Rambeau. But I mean, you're probably right. I mean, obviously, what I also can think of is, guess what show just got greenlighted? The Mutants. It's literally called The Mutants, which I don't know what's going to happen, but this could possibly lead into that. From what you're saying, is that he must hate superpowered people. Just imagine when mutants come into play. I mean, Tyler Hayward, the director of S.W.O.R.D., I mean, it's just like with his hatred of superheroes, he could be tied into Senator Kelly, or he could be Senator Kelly. I mean, I don't know. Marvel tends to turn these things around, but, I mean, if you know the history of Senator Kelly, he has a hatred for mutants and always trying to hunt them down or do something to banish them.
I mean, they could tie in mutants by saying, you know how Agnes brought up that Scarlet Witch has a hidden power that was awakened by the stone, right?
Oh,
so
yeah,
that could probably be her talking about her mutant power.
From what he's talking about episode 8. I mean, that was a really good episode. I mean, shoot, I remember that thing. It was like where she says, like, I have a working theory. I was like, couldn't that be a hint to the mutants? Which, I mean, it goes back to it. It's all tying together because, I mean, you have the mutants. They have the mutants frame that's already been greenlighted. So it's like, I mean, anything at this point could just resemble that area now. So does that mean mutants are now an official play in the MCU?
I mean, they're being hinted at, but I don't know if they're an official play yet.
I mean, well, you just saw it. I mean, you have the thing that they just greenlighted the show that's called The Mutants. So, I mean, I'm not saying it's like, are they into play now? It's like, who's going to be the first person?
The first mutant.
The first character. Not just the first mutant that's going to come into play, but who's going to mention the mutants first? I mean, with the show just at its official end, so many other characters that like I said, I mean, my only disappointment was Pietro. I mean, I got my hopes high for Pietro, but then he just turned out to be an actor
named Boner.
I'm sorry, I felt cheated on that. I felt cheated so bad. I haven't felt cheated like that since Iron Man 3 with the Mandalorian. He's a freaking actor.
Mandalorian?
Sorry, the Mandarin. Mandarin, sorry. The Mandarin.
It's okay. I went on an angry rant too. I get it.
But I mean, I'm like, it's like this is Disney's little cheap shot. It's like, made you look, made you think. He's an actor. Ole, ole, ole. And this one, boner.
I'm not gonna lie.
I felt so cheated right there. I'm like, of course Disney would do this. Disney, why did you have to just? It's an actor, but gotcha.
I just love it how they made a boner joke.
Why? Why did they have to just like? They did that with the Mandarin. Now they did that with Pietro. I'm getting tired of the same pun. Is it just gonna be a typical pun with Disney? It's like every time it's too good to be true. Actor.
How do you trigger an MCU fan? I love it.
I'm not triggered. It's just like I saw that before. I've seen that with the Mandarin. Built him up to be this giant threat to the world, and then
homeless drug addict.
He was just a drunk. He was just a soccer fan. A drunk act. And then this one is just a kid who's obviously like just immature.
I love this man cave though. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, I was not gonna lie. But I mean, going back into the show, then you have Agnes. I mean, it's like one of those things that a lot of people are complaining about, that the MCU has been killing off a lot of their villains. Obviously, Agnes is not killed off. So I mean, they can always bring her back, or something can always happen. You know how like Loki does. But I mean, you can tell there's a lot of loose ends still there. I mean, you even heard Agnes. You need me.
Oh yeah, that means, so basically, is she going to come back and tutor her when the world is about the universe? The dimensions are going to go basically kaput.
I mean, and not only that, I mean, she still has ties to the Fantastic Four, so she can, like I said, she can always come back, especially with her ties in the comics and stuff like that. And like you said, her teaching Wanda. But I mean, just like she said, she's like, even when she transformed her into her neighbor, that neighbor character, she was like, "I'll see you soon." She's like, "Oh, not if I see you first." With Agnes, Catherine Hahn did a really great job of personifying Agnes. I mean, I haven't seen a bad character from Catherine. She's always pulling just different stuff through that makes the character work, and she did a really great job with Agnes.
I have to agree. I mean, it was subtle, it was good, and then she didn't overkill the character, which a lot of people have a bad habit of doing. She was just basically herself in that character.
Yeah.
Witty, sarcastic.
She had fun. You can tell she had fun with her.
That's the best part. She had fun with the character.
So at the end of the series, I mean, we still got White Vision out loose with all his memories intact. Is there a chance for him to come back? For the second one, we have Wanda with the Darkhold, and we have Spider-Man. We still have Spider-Man 3 coming out, Shang-Chi, and Doctor Strange.
How she tie into all of these?
I mean, I'm waiting for what is going to be the breakout point that pushes us. I know this is like the start of the Phase 4, but what is the official push? You know what I mean? And then we also have Part 3, where it's just like you have Agatha,
just there as a prisoner in her own mind.
Not only that, it's just like I'm like, what's next for her? You know, I mean, it's just kind of like she's gonna stay there in dormant whenever she is quote unquote needed or when her services are required. But with this show coming to an end, it sparks off a whole new list of questions to know what's next. You have Wanda officially the Scarlet Witch, costume and everything. I love this new adaptation of the Scarlet Witch.
I do too. It's classy.
It's classy. It goes with the darkness of the character,
and then it also pays homage to the whole original.
Exactly, costume. Without going over with how the original costume was. Right. But I mean, it was like you said, it was classy. It's a very classy taste, and it was just really good. I mean, I can't wait to see. And I don't even think WandaVision is going to be the next show. It's going to be Scarlet Witch. Hey guys, thank you very much. Unfortunately, it comes down to the end. This is the end of Keeping Up with Wanda. So, hope to guys see you next time for Falcon Watch.
Thank you for watching the S.O.B. Network. Like, comment, share, and don't forget to subscribe.